if there was one lesson that you had to teach your kids, right? This is the life lesson that is going to stick with you from the second you walk out of this room for the rest of your life. What would it be? So you saying the blow up has to come first? We can't do it as a collective?
That is my mission in 2026. If you don't remember nothing else I have said from this podcast, if you see me out in the street, if you hang out with me in person,
put it on the shirt.
Bring back the shame.
100%. Yo, I'm Joey Bats. I'm everybody's best friend. You see my face on a sticker. Hip Hop for the Homeless is hopefully going to be here for a really long time. I love what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm doing.
All right. Shit. And we live, baby. Welcome back to another episode of How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's your co-host, Mr. Brown Broken Guapo, 10 toes down, big head up. We got another super dope guest in the building. My knees is out. It's hot. What up? Bars.
I was like,
Ain't nothing changed, bro. I still got it.
It was warm. I don't know if it was hot.
It was 70-something degrees today.
Yeah, it was also very windy.
It has been windy. Hold on. Before we dive into our weather of the day, by the way, Joey, the one segment I left out is the JDJ.
Okay.
Jacob's dad joke of the week.
All right.
Pretty soon, my dad jokes will be retired. Maybe in June. I will share that with y'all then. But until then, I will keep going. Ash, one of these days, you're going to miss him.
I won't.
All right.
But it's all right.
All right. So, why are French fries not made in France? No? Nothing? Because they're made in Greece. No? All right.
I'm ready to leave, bro. Keep it a buck.
Honestly,
don't even introduce me, dog. I'm ready to go.
All right, thank you for your time. Thank you.
He said, "This is what you
so
called
much.
me here for, bro." Nah.
Right.
Well, Ash, go ahead, take it away.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. The football one was a lot better.
Listen, you can't always bat 100. Like, you can't.
I mean, you say
they can't all be 10s.
But you say your jokes are the dad jokes, so you should. The stats should be consistent across the board.
Have you ever actually laughed at a dad joke?
10s across the board. Oh, I laugh at dad jokes all the time. I love dad jokes.
Just not my dad jokes.
They're not at the caliber that they should be.
All
they
right.
get in there though.
I'm coming next week. No Diddy, Epstein. My bad. That was crazy to say after a dad joke.
That's two, dog. That's two.
Oh, we just getting started.
Anyways, on this beautiful Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, we're back at it again. I'm here in the comfy chair. And it's Tuesday, so you know why I'm here.
Taco Tuesday and the Cinco de Mayo Tuesday, which is crazy
because we haven't had this in a very, very long time, they said.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Mexicans don't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo in Mexico.
It's a very traditional, very authentic, very on-brand U.S. of A. America holiday.
So, and in case you guys haven't noticed, we replaced one cool guest with another, one speaker with a cool guest. My man Joey Bats, Uniondale, New York native, but now a Hartford legend.
Hey.
I give it to you. You are 2-time Teacher of the Year candidate.
Your boy.
We're going to make sure next time that you get it.
Facts.
Right?
Appreciate
You've been in the school system for 2 decades. MC, founder of Hip Hop for the Homeless, and self-proclaimed your best friend. And this was my favorite part.
Okay.
May 16th is Joey Bats Day.
Yo, facts.
In the city of Hartford.
Yo, facts, bro.
Which is pretty fucking
I might have to put that on my calendar now.
Appreciate it, bro.
So I think that's
Thank you for doing your homework, bro. What a great introduction.
I try.
I appreciate you so
listen,
much.
we
Appreciate you so much.
By the end of this, I want you to be like, yo, that is the best podcast that I've been on.
Hey.
You know I've probably insulted you 3 times before since we've sat down, but that's a true form of love.
Yo, but like Ash said, these chairs are like pretty.
Listen,
they're comfy.
Yo,
you gonna see me
the money behind this podcast? I don't know any. Yo, bread, bro.
Budget.
Bread.
You know,
Is
we
this
like to
like
be
alpaca?
fly.
Like, what's good?
We don't need Peter hitting us up, bro. Come
A
on.
little Sherpa, a little something
Is
like.
this snow leopard, dog?
Like, you know, alpaca's where it's really at. But you know, we had to
to pivot.
budget.
I hear it. I
Budget.
get it.
When we get those first sponsors, by the way, if anybody wants to fuck with your boys
Yeah.
and girl and team sponsors, holla at us, and then we could get the real alpacas. Sorry, I get excited. I am the poster child for ADHD.
Yo, you're good, bro.
Like-
You're good. Yo, thank you for having me. I really
Thank you for
appreciate
coming.
it.
Thank
You know,
you for
you
coming.
reached out. We were able to turn this around in only a couple of days, man.
Facts.
So I'm really happy to be here, man.
Facts,
This is cool.
facts,
This is cool.
facts.
Glad we can make this happen, and thank you for thinking of me when you were considering your guests for the next couple months.
You know, it's crazy. I think my homeboy. Do you know Eddie? He's a painter.
Of course.
So we've had him on twice.
All right.
And I think the last time we had him on, he actually told me you would be a great guest.
Hey, that's dope.
And I think back then,
Shout out
Speaking
to my
into
guy.
existence.
I think I friended you on Facebook and just had you there for a while.
Heard.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then from there, when I was like, you know what? I'm going down the list. Boom. You know what I mean? And here we are.
Fire.
Facts.
Love it.
Facts. So we're going to move on into our question of the day. For those that don't know, it's a question that might have something to do with nothing or everything, or just, you know, break the ice and get the things going.
Tough.
Yeah, so I mean, usually our question of the day, it could be random or it could be on brand. Today I decided to keep it on brand with what we talking about. So my question of the day is, if you had to use your passion, whether that's music, art, even podcasting as we're doing today, anything at all to help your community, what would you do?
Ooh. I mean, y'all already know I'm in the midst of starting my own after school program. I want to give the youth an opportunity to get out of their current environment. And not just like, oh, hey, I want to get out the hood or whatever, like travel, go see the world, go experience something that you cannot get here. And I literally had this conversation with a kid today. Home's always going to be here. You know, God willing, your friend, your parents, they're always going to be here. But the world has so much to teach you that a classroom can't teach you. People here can't teach you and things like that. So if I will be using my passions to open the youth's eyes into what the world has to give them.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Joey?
Yeah, I think that I kind of already do it.
Right, I was thinking, if there could be
like-
anything else you could
No,
do.
no, I get it. Like, I think my passions and everything that I was doing definitely made me want to create hip hop for the homeless as a way to connect people in my community, as a way to showcase artists that I knew in my community, as a way to give people a platform to reach bigger and better things in just their neighborhoods and like
Right.
venues and spots that like they already knew. You feel me?
Yeah.
It would be nice to create something on that magnitude that also served like the visual community. So like that would be kind of cool to as a way to like showcase like some art and like some artists in that regard.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
How about you, Ash?
So for me, I feel like I'm still kind of working on just like getting there overall, but for me, I definitely want to open up my own kind of like a one-stop shop clinic. So before I got into insurance, I used to work as a registered behavior tech at a school clinic. So I'm really passionate on just like helping people of color, especially families that have special need kids, and really just teach them about parental advocacy, education, resources, and getting the kids the help that they need. So that's kind of like my overall end goal, is to have that area, because unfortunately you'll have different resources kind of scattered everywhere, and there's no just like one stop where someone could just go drop their kids off, learn, educate, and get the services that they need. So I think that's still my calling, so that's what I'm gonna do.
And we gonna get there.
Yeah, I might throw some music therapy in there too. So yeah, one of my good friends, shout out to you, Derek. He just got his PhD, Dr. Derek.
Whoa.
And he's using his just passion with music and playing the saxophone with therapy and helping just overall mental health in the community. So
Fire. Mm-hmm. And that takes us to our next segment. On this day, things going on in society today. Don't worry, we ain't gonna talk about politics because we know most of y'all ain't even educated enough to speak on the things going on in today. And I think that this first thing going on, I really want your opinion on it.
Okay.
Because I know absolutely nothing about fashion.
Okay.
I am a less is more kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm an athlete. I will wear sweats and a hoodie, sweat shorts and a tee to the death of me, right? The Met Gala was yesterday.
Yeah.
sure was.
And the topic was fashion is art, explores the dress body, bridging fashion with the artistic representation, right? So I don't understand fashion. More times than that, when I see the Met Gala, I just think it's the red carpet. Let's look at these ugly, stupid outfits,
All right.
and then y'all go to the after parties.
Freezing cold take, bro.
I just
Freezing cold take.
You know, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna coin that one because freezing cold take is.
I just
Hey, okay.
I just don't get it.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think the Met Gala.
Like, what exactly? I know what a gala is.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't get soccer, dog. Use
That's
your
crazy.
hands.
That's the best part.
Use your hands.
That is crazy.
Use your hands, dog.
But that's not the sport. Then that would be basketball or football.
Yeah.
So, okay, and if fashion was you wear something ugly, that wouldn't be the Met Gala.
But okay, so what is the Met Gala?
So if you just take the basic, at least my basic definition that I tell people what fashion is, it's a form of expression. Mm-hmm. And the Met Gala is that on like an emphasized level. So I enjoyed the Met Gala. I think this theme was one of their better themes that they've had over the years because that is what fashion is. It is a form of art, it's a form of expression and communication to showcase yourself. So
I like that.
not everybody's fits may have resonated with everybody. That is fine. Your freezing hot take is definitely not going to resonate with everybody. That is also fine. But I think overall it was just, I think this time around, it really allowed people to express themselves how they wanted to.
Okay.
But also, you know, it's representation. So like a lot of the people there, they're showcasing their brand, their authenticity, their style, but they're also showcasing the people who dress them. Like Beyonce, she talked about her designer. She's been with them her entire career, majority of it. And like she was very happy that she was able to, again, not only represent herself, but represent him as well. So I think that's also what really goes into the Met Gala beneath just like the surface level of just like,
outfits.
Yeah.
that's a crazy outfit. Why would they wear that? And
Naomi
less-
Osaka looked good.
And it's less so much right about like the fashion, right? Like
Yeah.
they get a chance to flex their fashion and their fashionista and their taste at the Emmys or the Grammys or the Oscars or these other award shows, right? The Met Gala is not only do we have an emphasis on fashion and like you said, Ash, expression, but also the architecture behind fashion and the actual construction.
It's so
and the
intricate.
creativity behind it.
like some
It's a
of the
safe
looks
place.
were
Right.
crazy.
It's a safe place for them to do some wow shit.
And
Right.
it's accepted.
Exactly.
Cause like to
Okay.
really see some of the looks and to just think like, damn, like someone really probably stayed up all night or slept all day and just got up and thought, boom, that's how I'm gonna envision the
Yeah.
dress. That's
Yeah.
how I'm envisioning the idea. I'm gonna get this person to like master the look and then put it all together. Like fashion has definitely, I know people say all the time, like the fashion industry, it's always changing. It's hills and valleys. It repeats a lot of the time. But like fashion today, I feel like Met Gala is really an advocate for fashion today because it's so intricate of like how far you could really take fashion to be like as basic as Mr. Bad Bunny, who dressed as just an older version of himself, to like Asia Wilson, like Beyonce. Lady Gaga was in her bag. Like she was in her bag with her fit. She was truly made for the Met Gala, I feel.
I was once, not to get sidetracked, in a fashion show.
Okay.
So our senior year, we did a fashion show to like raise money, and
What you
for
did-
like our
what was your
senior
fit?
dues and well, there were like a couple different scenes. So
Okay.
I did a couple of them, but the thing that stood out was this was back when Rude Boy by Rihanna
Okay.
was like big. So the girls were supposed to have like leopard dresses, and the guys were supposed to come out in cargo shorts and beaters.
Okay.
And literally right before the curtain opened, all the guys decided to throw their beaters off. Now, mind you, this is a school event. So there's old people, there's parents, there's kids. We got in so much trouble for throwing our shirts off.
Ooh.
It
I'm
was
not trying to be spicy.
It was crazy.
I was gonna say, like, just sexualizing minors is crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts, right?
Out of pocket, though.
And I think that was the end of my fashion career right there.
I see.
But also going on right now, Stephon Diggs got a not guilty verdict today. They said the plaintiff, she had one of the worst.
Both charges.
Yes, but not guilty.
Yeah.
They said she was on the stands awful. Supposedly she lied. So it'll be interesting to see because he is always in the headlines for not good reasons. However, he's a hell of a football player. And it's kind of tough because when you're a celebrity, you're still human. And it's like, damn, don't I deserve to fuck up and things? But then sometimes with that spotlight comes a different kind of lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, yes, they're still human. Yes, they can fuck up, but the difference between me and him is just like,
Ain't nobody gonna see it.
ain't nobody got cameras on me and my fuck ups.
You know?
Unless, like, I take my own camera and be like, look what I did.
And people are stupid. People do that.
Yeah, they do that. So, I mean, but you know.
It is nice to know that, like, the courts still protect, you know, the people that are in that upper echelon.
For sure.
Because, like,
When it does.
When
Right.
there have certainly been some athletes who have lost a lot because someone had an emotional argument and they didn't get their evidence checked.
Right.
So it's nice to know that this argument was clearly an emotional one.
Right.
She didn't have her shit together and the judge threw it out because both charges weren't logical arguments.
And the crazy thing about it was he was gonna offer her $100,000 settlement.
Yeah.
And she was like, nah, I'm going after the bag.
Yeah.
And now she got nothing.
Yeah.
So that, and then Chris Brown's album dropping this week. You a CB fan?
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Interesting way to put that. You are an artist because the way you with words, freezing hot, freezing cold, tape, man.
Say you are a Michelangelo with the vocabulary.
CB got an album coming out. Big Chris Brown fan. But it's a 27 song album, and Chris Brown has the tendency to, I don't want to say drown us with music, but like, there's no doubt he's talented, but
A lot
like
of throwaways.
yeah,
throwaways.
like you didn't have to put that album with 27 songs, and the fact that
I mean, it's not the first time he's given us a very long,
no, that's what I'm saying.
winded album.
But that's what
though.
I'm saying. Like that's what he's known for.
Yeah.
So now we all know he's going on tour with Usher Raymond and all that stuff. So it'll be
R&B
very
tour.
interesting to see how this album is received.
But he's gonna do the classics, like,
Yeah.
For sure,
be
for sure.
right? He's gonna do the classic. The problem that I see from that perspective of someone who those 27 joints on an album, like you clearly got a lot of yes men in your corner. You clearly do, and CB's at that upper echelon of artists. He's been
Right.
doing it for a long time. He's talented, both vocally, musically, both physically, like with his dance moves and choreography. But like, you could definitely have thinned that down.
Right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of skips. There's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of skips on that album.
And
There definitely was with the last one.
Yeah,
That was so
right,
long.
yeah.
and it floods the good stuff.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to like just think about. Okay, like I'm gonna listen to it, but then it's like, do I have a favorite? Like, which
Yeah.
one can is like
what
gonna
brings you
grow
back?
on
What
me?
brings you back?
Right. It's like it's hard because it's like, damn, like I'm gonna have to really sit here and file fold through all these tunes.
so you're an artist. What's the sweet spot for a good album?
12.
12.
That's solid.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the OG in me wants to say like 12 to 16.
Yeah.
But I think that like everybody who's 30 and younger, their attention span was ruined by Vine. Further ruined by YouTube Shorts, further ruined by Instagram Reels,
Damn.
further ruined by TikTok. So like, I mean, and I use ruined very liberally, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to captivate someone for that long, you know? So not only are the songs not need to be longer than 3.5 minutes, but an album might not even need to be longer than 45 minutes in general.
And it's interesting because I'm a big Cole fan, and a lot of his projects are that.
Yeah.
And I'm like a J. Cole stan, right? So anytime his album ends, I'm like, damn, I want more. Like, damn, like you couldn't give us like 13, 14, but then he just gave us this last album, which was almost like a double album.
Facts, yeah.
And the songs were long. And even that, like, bro, that album dropped, what, 2-3 months ago? I'd still probably listen to that album at least once a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, you know.
But he's also doing 3 verses with 3 hooks.
Right.
There's not a lot of rappers doing that.
Right,
dog.
right.
A lot of rappers are just like, yo, I'm doing 2 hooks and you might get 2 verses and I'm out.
And he's like,
And that's it. Yeah.
You know?
Done.
So I feel you on that.
Third verse is very, very rare. Bro.
Right. He's telling stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it on this day. You guys got a little bit of glimpse of.
You forgot some really important things though.
What would I forget?
What else did you?
I was like, Tina Charles hung up her jersey today.
Yeah.
Not Put some respect on Tina Charles.
I mean,
Shout out
no,
to
she's
Tina
one of the
Charles,
greats.
man.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
That's wild of you.
She was what, Rookie of the Year, 2-time WNBA champion,
Yup.
8-time All-Star. See, I know Tina.
Nah, don't try to run her
I'm just
stat
saying,
record to
like,
make up for it.
The Met Gala was yesterday. I was focused on that, and that just happened 20 minutes ago.
He low key made up for it though. Like rattling off those stats.
I'm just saying.
That was pretty.
I was watching Espen when I was doing my homework. You know,
It went from freezing to maybe like lukewarm.
What's the average length of a WNBA player's career? What's the stats on that?
I feel like, I'm sure there's an actual number, but I feel like the WNBA careers are longer because the seasons are shorter.
I was gonna say, and like it depends too, like what
Tarazi's
the
still playing.
athlete
She's
is
an anomaly,
doing
though, dog.
too, because like if they're also like if they're just staying to the league, are they going to international leagues? Like,
Yeah.
and especially now too, because there's so many more.
Don't they all got to?
I mean, they got to, but you know, we just had a very impactful CBA that just came through. So like,
they're getting more bread.
definitely longevity is going to be there. I think with staying primarily in the league, and I think, you know, once more expansions happen, we can kind of really get the ball moving when it comes to just like not having to have so many great players still get cut.
Haley Van Lith, guys.
Yeah.
Lilith.
Yeah, she's just.
What's the statistics on that, bro? Be my stat guy for me real quick, bro. What's Google say is the average WNBA career? Shout out to my guy off camera, bro. He put his hands up like this, like he ain't got Wi-Fi, bro. I know you got Wi-Fi, my guy.
That is hilarious.
Oh, damn.
That is so funny, yo.
I thought we had like a statistician.
Listen, once our budget gets there, we're still growing the
First
team.
the chairs. First the chairs.
Listen, come on.
Wi-Fi is second, and then we'll get a stat guy.
Yeah, we're still working on our sponsors and our marketing. Listen.
I thought that, real talk, and then I thought that was a layup, dog. I thought that was like such a dope alley-oop. I thought he was gonna be like 1 second. according to my
guy
you're
the guy in the chair.
My guys, I thought, bro,
that is
he really hit me with the like, yo, that ain't my fucking job, man.
He's like, just because this computer is in my hand don't mean shit.
He hit me like, yo, that ain't my fucking job.
He said, you got me twisted just because I'm just holding the computer.
I'm trying to put in this Domino's order, bro. Leave me alone.
Yo, this shit is hilarious. Damn. Yeah.
But a quick little stat though, they said that DT
said, I got you.
Right. She's had the longest WNBA career of 20 seasons.
Average got to be like 4.6, bro.
For the W? No.
Bro, think about everybody that's really not hanging around. You're talking about starters on every team. That's diff. But there's got to be people that play like 2 or 3 years, do their rookie contract, and then they gone.
I just feel like there's not a lot of...
How long did you say?
4.6.
Ooh, okay. They say it's actually between 3.5 and 5.
Yo,
So you're not.
crazy.
You're not
you
that
heard it.
off.
You heard it here
He
first.
pointing at cameras that don't even exist. I love
there, dog.
thank
We'll
you.
get-
That's the energy we need on
The
this
people
fucking
did
podcast.
not need to know that, though.
But
we could have
they
had
will
all the
because
cameras.
when he points and the camera's still on him, they
It
gonna be like,
don't-
what the fuck?
it don't matter, though.
They're gonna be like, either the
Talking about.
cameraman fucked up or
Yeah.
he's crazy.
I know one thing: the people at home ain't feeling these chairs. I know that.
Oh
He
man.
said the Sherpa go crazy.
Yeah, my tism be tisming with these chairs. I think I could say that, but I gotta be careful because I'm gonna get canceled one of these days. But yo, Joey, so tell us about Hip Hop for the Homeless. I know you came here to UHart, which is a big art school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Were you already in the music scene when you got here? And then how did you then make your way into Hip Hop for the Homeless?
Oh man, yo, that's a good question. That's a long question.
We got time.
So feel free to cut me off.
No.
So like, I was just like doing like cypher freestyle shit back home growing up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was really big. It was really big in the early 90s. It was just really big on Long Island and Brooklyn and Queens and the boroughs. It was just a thing to do. You know what I mean? Big Tribe, you know, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep. It was just big. Everybody was doing it. So like I had always like honed that skill. I always really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I'm gonna go to college to be a rapper. Like it was never to that. You know what I mean? Like I thought that I might be able to get into an art school, but every art school didn't accept the art that I was doing in the portfolio at the time. So this was
What year?
This was 2000.
Okay.
I graduated high school in 2000. All right. So they wanted like a fruit drawing. They wanted a self-portrait in charcoal, a self-portrait in pencil, a still life, and like a caricature of hands. And I was like, yo, I ain't gonna do none of that.
Right,
dog.
he's like, that is not
Like
what
I was
got for
spray
you.
painting, I was doing graffiti, I was doing mixed media, I wasn't doing none of that. You know what I mean? So that dream was surely like canned, you know. I got into a bunch of schools. We didn't have a lot of money. My sister had gone to college before me and kind of used up all the bread that my mom had. So it was pretty much like you go into anywhere where you get the most money. And UHart gave me a full ride.
Nice.
Damn, good
So,
for you.
Yeah, so I got a full academic to UHart. Then I kind of figured it out, like what I wanted my major to be, and it was education. So I kind of just did that whole thing.
You knew you always wanted it to be education, or
You know, when I was around a junior or senior in high school, like my family dynamic was just kind of fucked. Like my pops wasn't around since I was a little kid, and like my mom was just working her ass off to just make sure we had a house. You feel me?
Right,
So
right.
like, and I love my mom to death. You know, she was just never around because she was working 2 jobs and just moving and hustling. So the only adults that I ever got a chance to really gel and connect with were my coaches. Teachers who would give me detention, right? Or teachers who would just be some of the teachers who hung out after school, right? I was in no rush to go home, unlike, you know, kids today. You know?
Right.
Like we didn't have the entertainment that these kids have. So like
Right.
I was chilling. I was, you know, either playing a sport after school, going to extra credit after school, or serving in detention after school. So that's when I realized like that teachers can be more than just instructors and educators. They can be adults who help you like manage and you know deal with some real life shit. And that's when I was just like, I could be that. You know what I'm saying? I could either be that man in a child's life who might not have a father figure. I could be that adult who's gonna like speak the real to a kid who might not get like the real message.
right?
Yeah.
I might be the teacher or the adult in someone's life who doesn't candy coat shit, and like maybe along the journey I could teach them some cool shit too. You know what I mean? So I knew that I wanted that role, right? I didn't know what that might look like, you know, because I think the only thing that I dabbled in at the time was like maybe camp counseling for a
Yeah.
couple of summers before
Right.
that, you know what I mean? But that's at least when I knew that I could handle myself around 20 other, you know, human beings that aren't my age.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so that kind of worked itself out. And then in regards to like the music thing, there were just a couple of nights where like people in my dorms would just like they would just put on some rap records, or they would just put on a song, and I'd be like, yo, man, I could do this shit. Like, I could rap too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they'd be like, all right, do it. And yo, no bullshit. Like,
they're like, all right, do it then.
Like, the first time I freestyled over either like a Napster instrumental.
Damn, Napster, that's crazy.
Deep cut. like the first time I like freestyled over like a Napster or a LimeWire instrumental, they were just like, yo, like what? Like blown. And yo, keep in mind, right? Connecticut was culturally behind New York.
That was going to be my next question.
Possibly still.
Yeah, because that was going to be my next question to you.
Okay.
Because I also am a fellow Long Islander.
Nice. From where?
Freeport.
Hey.
Let's get it.
Oh, shit.
That's where my sister lived now.
All right. Yeah, my mom's still out there, but when I saw you was from Uniondale, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
so you know.
Nassau County, baby.
You know what's funny? Because I saw Uniondale and I thought like upstate New York.
That's
like
that's
I don't,
Hofstra. I live right down the street from Hofstra University.
Got you.
Know what
Okay.
I mean? Yeah. Yeah, Hempstead, Uniondale border, right down Hempstead Turnpike, which goes into Freeport. Yeah,
Got you.
Those were old stomping grounds.
We played them in high school. Whooped their ass twice.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I didn't even make it to Freeport High because back when I was growing up,
Where'd you go, Holy Trinity?
hell no, I didn't have that money.
All right,
I was like, who had money for that? Who had money for that?
That was a quick pocket check.
Yeah.
Quick pocket check.
I wish. We getting there. No, I went to Baldwin actually because at the time growing up, my mom didn't like Freeport.
All right.
Because, there was still a lot of we had a lot of Bloods and Crips still there. There was M13 there. So my mom was like, you ain't going there.
Facts.
She's like, you going to go to the next best thing, which is right here. And I was like, all right, I guess we'll make it work. But my biggest question to you, especially you said 2000s.
Yeah.
So what was that culture shock like switching from New York to UHeart?
Yeah.
And just Connecticut overall? Because I'm like, 2000s was a primitive time.
Yo, it was.
So speak on that a little bit.
No, that's valid. You know what? What was the craziest thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was the one white kid who graduated Uniondale High. So it was like I had gotten hood certified approved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you was verified.
You know what I mean? Like I got that, whether it was a cipher, whether it was being either jumped or constantly getting into fights. People tested me not only because I was a white dude, but because I was big, and then not backing down and not showing up. Right. And my mom, we're gonna move. You can't keep getting in fights. Be like, Mom, I'm gonna hold my own, man. I got this. I got this. So you earn those stripes. You know what I'm saying? And I got stamped. I got verified. But in many instances, a lot of times when you go to a dude, when you relocate, you have to reestablish yourself. Yeah. So I love this question because it was really easy for me to just be another white dude in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Or
especially at UHeart.
Or in UHeart, where there's such a huge population of Long Island white kids, right? Whether they were Italian from money, Jewish from money, white established upper middle class with money, people who were paying full bread to get to UHeart. It's a private school.
Yeah, that's
it's much
cool.
more
Not
expensive.
cheap.
You know what I'm saying? So that was so my first big culture shock was yo, I want to go to the Black Student Union. Yo, I want to chill with the future black leaders of America. Yo, I want to find, and it was just yo, nah, bro, we don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little bit, I didn't cry about it, but it was definitely different. You know what I'm saying? Where it was yo, who's this white boy trying to be black?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why are the tongues on his Timbs folded down? Lace them shits up, bro. Like the rest of those white boys.
They say their shit's not choked up. What's going on?
So you know what I'm saying? So that was definitely something that was hard to get around, but you find your ways. So in that regard, it saved me from falling into the Chad crowd, right? It saved me from just being in a white fraternity and completely forgetting my past and where I came from.
Right.
And being able to be someone who was able to maneuver and inhabit and be in various different places at once, which was a huge life skill to understand, because It taught me how to code switch. It taught me how to make sure that I could hold myself in different rooms. And it also helped me be like a socialite in many regards, which I would need years later when I was trying to develop a following.
I like that. And in regards to that, right, something you speak on your website is dream it, build it, grow it.
Yeah.
Right? And the first thing that came to mind after that as I was reading that was how to sustain it. You know what I mean? And you kind of just gave us the blueprint of how you got to that, but speak a little bit to that motto and how that, you know, how you got that through college and how you carry that through life.
Yo, I think something that we all can relate to is like, we don't fuck with people who do dirt. Right? I think every culture has their own version of what that is. Whether that's the Christian golden rule, do unto others as you want done to you, whether that's the Eightfold Path, whether that's the Four Noble Truths, whether that's the Pillars of Islam, whether that's just something that's good in the hood. Like, you want to make sure that like no one that you're ever doing business with, no one that you're ever trusting, no one that you're ever around is doing some snake shit, is doing some fuck shit. You know what I mean? So I think sustainability comes from the fact that someone who does something with you, I'm speaking very vague here, but something who does something with you, as long as they still feel good when it's done, I think that person will continually be willing to try something else. And so that something could be a project, that something could be a song, that something could be a rec league, that something could be like a school project, that something could be a date, that something could be a relationship. You know what I'm saying? There's so many levels of that. And that's why I'm purposefully speaking vague, because like, as long as I got a good feeling, even this, for example, as long as I get a good vibe from this, why wouldn't I come back?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's really important. And like, the minute someone fucks you over, or the minute where you're just like, I don't know, man, like something about it didn't sit right with me, or I just got a funny feeling in my gut, or like my homie or my homegirl was just like, yo, stop fucking with them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where sustainability gets the first chip, the first like split in its armor. So I think everybody can think it. Everybody can try their hardest to grow it, and then eventually, if you have enough growth, you could build it. But the thing that makes it sustainable is like, people believe in it because they know that it's a real thing that they can hang their hat on.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna fucking disappear.
And one of the things, like, in hearing you speak, I always struggle with the thought of like, when you're dreaming something or thinking something, right? You put it out into the universe to manifest it.
Yeah.
You give things power by speaking it or dreaming it, right?
100%, bro.
But then also you got to protect it, because I could tell you, yo, Joey, I want to build this, that, right? And on the flip side of it, behind my back, you could be like, Jacob can't do that. Or you don't know what
Or I'm
other
gonna beat him to
energy.
the punch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how do you not only dream something, but protect that dream while building it and growing it?
Yo, you got fucked up people in your circle if you got to think like that.
But not even just from your circle.
That's real.
It could be anybody.
It's true. I think it comes with a level of self-confidence. And I think I can connect that to the old school 90s ciphers, the old school freestyling, which is different, right? Like, I come from the background of like, I'm gonna battle you right now. You gonna talk about me, I'm gonna talk about you, I'm gonna talk about how your knees out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just gonna battle like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got lyrics in the chamber. You know, now if I'm battling you, I got a month in advance to write 3-minute songs about you that I gotta remember and spend. And yo, trust me, that shit is hella entertaining. But I'm not built like that. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, coming from the background of just being like, yo, I'm about to spit something and it's out there, God. It's just bam. Like, I can't take it back. I better hope. Which is why the cancel culture is so dangerous to us old heads, right? Because like, we're not used to being like, blah, blah, blah. Oh shit, I can't say that. Oh shit, I can't do that. Oh shit, oh, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that media training. We don't have that fear. We don't have we didn't grow up with cameras in our face or microphones in our face all the damn time.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think that there are ways that people can steal your idea, but if you have that self-confidence, 100%, 10 toes down, like you said, ain't nobody can fucking do your idea like you can.
And that's what we always tell people on the podcast, right? Come to us. Yo, how do I start a podcast? What do I do? We will literally give you the blueprint. We know that you cannot do this the way that we do this.
Yeah.
You don't have a me and Ash. You get what I'm saying? Like, it might be better. It might be different. Whatever product you're putting out, it ain't this.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the confidence, like, I'll help you start a podcast. The more podcasts, the better. Yo, let's start a podcast network. But what we not going to do is act like you could be us.
Yeah.
Like, I stand on that 10 toes. You know what I mean? So
you just need a statistician, bro. You get a statistician, dog. Good, bro.
Like,
You're so good.
I should have paid more attention in stats every time. Damn it.
Oh, man. So how does hip hop spread positivity? Because I know through you want to, through hip hop for the homeless, you want to provide
How
resources.
can it not, bro? Check yourself.
But yes.
Check yourself,
but
bro.
Think about,
check your
think
whitewashed language, dog.
Think about,
how can it not?
It can, but on the same token, and I read something the other day that said when you're trying to achieve greatness, it is a flip of a coin. You have to be ready for the other side of that coin, right?
I like that.
So, on the flip side of positivity, because yes, to your point, how can it not, right? But then there's also some rappers, some music, some people who spew negativity and may not even realize it.
I mean, I think media played a big part, though, in that negative connotation of hip hop.
Okay, speak on it.
So this is just for me. I mean, I don't got many stripes in the game, but just like really embracing being a 90s baby, really looking at hip hop, how it started. I mean, I was very big into learning about Pac and Biggie because I feel like those were very key examples of how media really kind of spun a narrative to really pin not only two rappers together, like we gonna bring it to culture too, taking society to spin two people of color against each other
and two coasts
against each other. That I feel like that is how I feel like the negativity of hip hop really started. And then you got into then where in order to like really have a successful music career in hip hop, you had to be, talking about the drugs, the cars, the guns, the big booty bitches. If you didn't have the bitches with the big booties in the music videos, like you wasn't really it. All this other things that came about. It wasn't about like the lyrics or the message or the beat anymore. It started becoming about other things. And I feel like then that started pushing another narrative. And again, it's just adding more fire to the fuel for everybody else to be like, look at them. Just acting like that, listen to their hood ratch music and and all this other bullshit. When I'm just like, there's so much history and culture that comes from,
that gets lost
from hip hop, and I'm just like, if you go back just to learning about like music in general and like how all these different genres came about, I'm like, there's so much history and culture. Just culture of any different route that you could think of that has blended into the music that we have today. But it's all these different narratives that get spun and woven and then people just run with it. But that's just my hot take.
No, it's a good take. I think I've had a lot of teachers and a lot of people in my corner who have like grounded me by saying like, you have to put race first. You have to.
Interesting.
Right? And I know I'm not telling you nothing as a black woman. Like, that's just something that is super prevalent specifically for this conversation. And your original question is like, no one ever asked that question about rock and roll, man. No one ever asked that question even about metal or punk rock. Jazz, country, you know what I'm saying? So like, does fucking country music, do you flip a coin for country? Is there a country song out there that's going to make somebody do some wild shit? I don't know. Like, what's the metric for something wild? Like,
that's valid.
What is worse? A teenage, a young black man listening to rap, thinking that if he wants to become a rapper, he's got to cap rap or he's got to do something violent, or like an underage, white boy listening to country who thinks that like he has to drink a beer and drive a pickup truck and beat up his girlfriend.
Right.
Like
got a 10-gallon hat on.
And I mean, like, I'm being funny with those stereotypes, but like, so where's the metric for like influence, right? So I know we've kind of gotten off the task of the original question, but like,
That's real though.
I do wonder that, right? Like, I do wonder. I mean, it's entertainment, right? Like something clicked even before Pac and Big. Like something clicked that like people like violence. People want to see violence. It sells. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why those action movies fly off the shelves. Blockbuster. I'm dating myself again. You know what I mean? But like that's something that's so important, right? So it wasn't just like, yo, I mean, I hate Tribe. I don't hate Tribe because they're not rapping about violence, but it didn't stick with me like Gravediggers did. It didn't stick to me like Into the 36 Chambers did. You know, I'll fucking put a fucking rusty screwdriver up your mom's ass. Like it didn't, you know, that shit on TikTok.
Like DMX.
Yo, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his verse on 4321 was fire, bro. He's talking about like, I'm gonna put you somewhere where no one will smell you. Like, I was like, yo, fuck yeah, dog. This shit is hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm not killing nobody, but I fuck with that, right? So like the idea that Pac was really on that shit, the idea that like Big really would ride on you, you know what I'm saying? Like that was something like, okay, it makes sense that they're putting in this music. I think we lost the way, if I could call it that, when people started rapping about shit that they don't know, and because that's what they fucking heard.
And you just brought up,
started faking the funk.
You know what I mean?
Right. And you just brought up influence, which I was going to ask you about later. But it's interesting because you just said, like, I could listen to Pac say this, DMX say this, but I know I ain't about to go kill nobody.
Yeah.
Whereas
that's not gonna push me over. Yeah, that's like go outside and do that.
Right. But then you have certain rappers or kids today that are so easily influenced,
it's scary,
that they might go outside and start stealing Kias.
But isn't that the issue with, isn't that a psychological issue,
right?
A societal issue,
for sure,
right?
Versus you know, attacking, and this was their argument against Margaret Thatcher in the 90s, against their whole argument against a genre of music.
But it's easier to blame the genre of music than
they need a scapegoat. They need somebody 100%. To take the fall every time.
Then the parents, then themselves, then the
right, and
how
that's
they're raised,
and that, you know, kind of, and I know you could really speak to this. Well, all three of us really. The school system.
Yeah.
They're never gonna look at. I mean, Hartford right now is what is it? 76 million. Damn, we need that statistician.
In depth.
Hold on, y'all.
It's some crazy stat, right?
Was, it's up there.
It's up there.
76,
it's some along those lines, right? But they're never gonna come and say, you know what, we dug ourselves into this hole, we fucked it up. Now it's time to fix it, right? And they'll never really say the kids are suffering, the parents are suffering. The kids did, you know what I mean? Like we just said, it's the accountability thing that nobody wants to say, hey, we messed up.
Yeah. No. I mean, even to, like, for me, coming to, because I remember, like, when I was in high school growing up, my high school was predominantly white till my sophomore year. Then you got a little more flavor, a little more color in there. But then by my junior year, we also had more fights, more everything, more cops showing up because a lot of the inner city schools started coming to Long Island because they weren't getting what they needed, or they just got kicked out and they just bounced around. That then they had to start coming out to Long Island.
This is what, 2010, 2009?
So then because that's all they knew, they brought that to Long Island. And then that's when we started having to really go up against, I mean, me particularly, because like my mom was doing it, so I was right there with her, going up against like Board of Ed people, because you have like these old janky people on these Board of Eds. And I'll throw Hartford into the mix too, because I mean, I don't fully know what they look like, but I'm pretty sure they're probably janky.
Our superintendent's
old
a black man from Maryland.
Is he janky and old?
Nah, he's actually young.
Okay, so
he's in year one of it.
Besides him,
but the stakeholders, right?
But yes, that's what I'm really talking about. But like the janky old stakeholders that always want to push this narrative and agenda that works for them. They don't give a fuck about the school system. They don't give a fuck about what's going on. and they just keep passing whatever is working just to keep it going, but they're not really addressing or fixing the issue. They're not looking at
so can I interject?
Yeah.
Right? And we'll kind of bring this home for some of our listeners from Connecticut, right? So like I spent a little bit of time in the Manchester school system and now, I work at Cheney, but like, so this would happen at Manchester Board of Eds. Traditionally, what would happen, just like what happened in Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn, they were raising the rents, and then those families kept moving east. So Roosevelt went into Hempstead went in Uniondale went into Freeport, went into Baldwin, and that's how it trickled. Whether it's about money, whether it's about race, whether it's about, you call it, the point is, those predominantly white towns were no longer feeling predominantly white. So you had Manchester stakeholders in Connecticut freaking out because the population of Manchester High School was no longer 90-10. But the town felt that they were 90-10. So the town wanted to feel like Manchester represented them, but they didn't like how it did not represent them.
Interesting.
And the reason why, we use an adjective like janky, right, is because you're holding on to the wrong things. Like, your nickname was Clanchester. You're holding on to the wrong things.
Right. That's not a flex.
So, right?
That should not be ever a flex for you.
It probably is to the wrong folks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong.
So, like, you can't lift up and champion the Manchester basketball team when the talent is 90-10 black and brown, but then be upset when Manchester's on the news for something poor and then speak up in a shareholders meeting or a board of ed meeting. So like, that's a real thing, man. That's one of those things. Like, my sister, who still lives in New York, talks to me all the time. She's just like, oh my gosh, like, Connecticut's a blue state. I'm like, yeah, it's a blue state, but like, you could go down some back roads.
It don't feel like it all the time.
It's redder than your shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to fucking go there. You know what I mean? And like, I got a multiracial niece and nephew that I fear that they wouldn't be welcome in some communities, man. And that breaks my heart. You know what I'm saying? That breaks my heart. And I'm not even a man of color, and that breaks my heart. You know what I mean?
And in a world full of noise, right? And you being an artist, right? Is very interesting about being authentic. In a space like that, kids need to be authentic.
Yeah.
Right? Who do they have to really look for? You know what I mean? And it's one of those things like, how do they express themselves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're that person that they look to like, damn, I'll be real, when you sat down, I thought you was Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're opening the door for people to express themselves, and I think more with this like age in this group, they're learning to express themselves through art.
But yeah, look, too, the students that we work with on a daily, how long are we in their lives? I love these kids with as much as I could give them, right? But like, at any given moment, they're either going home and they hit the reset button. They leave for the weekend and they hit the reset button. Someone hits the reset button for them. The summer hits the reset button. They graduate, right? So like, we hope, right? As a school teacher, people have reached out to me for the last 15 years. Yo, bro, your class was my favorite. Yo, you taught me bang, bang, bang. Something you said earlier on in the episode, like, you were right. I needed to just get the fuck off Park Street. Park Street ain't my life. Connecticut, Hartford ain't my life. Like, I truly needed to see some other shit so I can realize how the world works. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love that, but that message didn't hit them.
Yeah.
When they were 17, 18.
They got it later.
You know,
and
what
hopefully
I mean?
when it wasn't too late.
And so I do worry about like the people who might look past someone authentic or organic because it's just like, that ain't helping me right now. That ain't helping me right now, dog. Do you want $1,000 at the end of June, or you want $200 right now? The majority of the kids want that bread right now. Dog.
Yeah, they want that instant gratification.
Yeah, I could flip that shit, dog. I could get $2,000 by the weekend if you give me $200 right now. All right, let's see. How dangerous is that game you playing? You know what I'm saying?
If there was one lesson that you had to teach your kids, right? This is the life lesson that is going to stick with you from the second you walk out of this room for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Be a good person. Just be a fucking good person. I don't give a fuck if you know how to write a 5-paragraph persuasive essay. I don't give a fuck if you got the vocabulary of a parrot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you never know what that person right next to you is dealing with. Don't be a piece of shit. I don't care if they looking at you like you got 7 heads. Like, take the high road. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll get you so much more in the long run.
Word.
And
I like that.
And that's something that I've always cared about. And other teachers have given me shit about it. Like, you're not teaching the curriculum. Fuck the curriculum, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we really do? Like, all of my years of teaching, bro, like, kids might even get accepted to college, but there's no retention there. They might not make it 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the point of even, like, what kind of education are you really getting? Like, I would much rather educate you on life.
Word.
Right? So we need strong pillars in the community before we need geniuses.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I like that. So with your background, in education, right? Because like you said, junior year-ish of high school is when you're like, hey, I want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
But then you go to college, hip-hop, music, everything starts to hit you. Talk me through when you were like, you know what? I want to start hip hop for the homeless and help a different demographic, because you're so encompassed in the school system.
Yeah.
And you know what? Unfortunately, sometimes you might have a student who is also homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So talk about how you turned around and said, all right, I now want to start this entity and help a different demographic of people.
So there's a big gap there. There's like a 7-year gap from point A to point B.
Okay.
So there's definitely a lot there. It started with me rocking and getting gigs and rocking stages in CT in Connecticut as an undergrad. So much, in fact, where I was like, yo, I'm him, right? Like, I'm that dude. I don't want to go back home. I don't need to go. I outgrew Long Island. My following is now here in CT. Right? I'm Hartford's favorite adopted son. Fuck it. Fuck it. We ball. Right? You know what I'm saying? We ball. Let me get my little apartment on Weathersfield Ave. Let me hold down the South End. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm really out here hustling. Took my bachelor's degree, put it in my back pocket. Fuck it. I ain't even trying to teach right now, dog, because I'm going to be that dude. You know what I mean? If I don't do nothing,
I'm going to do that.
I'm a ball.
I'm a ball. Come on, Ash! I'm a ball.
We can cut that. Can we cut that in post? We'll cut that in post. But so that was a big thing, right? So like that enabled me to like. Plus at the time, my sister, who's 4 years older than me, was teaching, and she was miserable because she got in the game right away. But I was like, yo, I need to soil my seeds really quick, right?
Yeah.
No Diddy, right? I gotta really be out here doing my thing. I gotta get all this shit out my system. So, touring the East Coast, touring America, making music, selling CDs out the car, selling cassette tapes. They really wasn't around that. They kind of came back in a retro, but we was moving music hand in hand. It wasn't until I realized that like, as long as I was keeping myself authentic, and as long as I was just rapping about stuff that I knew, I can do both things. Because it'd be different if I was rapping about big booty bitches and running down on people and then trying to be a teacher. Be like, nah, dog, something.
Right.
One of these don't work.
It's not adding up.
You know what I mean?
The math not mathing.
The math ain't mathing, right? So once I dove into that, I was like, that's cool. I could do this. But I had such a time where I built my contacts up, where I built my following up. So, I'm giving you the really quick abbreviated version, but I had a following and I had some motion. It just took something else for me to click that, like, I could easily, quote unquote, sacrifice a month out of my life where I'm not using all of this to fund my own career. How do I give back? What philanthropic things can I do? And it just ended up, being hip hop for the homeless, where I was like, yeah, I know all these venues, I know all these club owners, I know all these DJs, I know all these rappers, I know all these performers. let's just do something together as a collective and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
And then in January I could go right back to being the world's greatest rapper. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things, right? And it was like, honestly, like low key, just like one of the smartest things that I ever did. I mean, it's really easy being on this side of things and being like, yo, we've really been doing this shit for a grip. But at the time I didn't know what the fuck we were really doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just felt good.
Well, I feel like you often don't. You know what I mean? Until, granted, you could always plan and have a blueprint.
Something big, right? Yeah.
Right, something big and all the things, but like, you never really know. You get what I'm saying? You can't plan for a stage light not turning on or a venue. You know what I mean? And granted, people always say like, yo, Jake, you could be a little more organized, a little more, you know, for me, it's like, let me just dip my big toe into it.
But you know what you want to get out of it if it's a production.
For sure.
Right? Like,
for sure.
You wouldn't go through everything that the three of y'all are going through if you didn't think that, like, this had production value.
Right.
Right? Like, that's a major thing. I think that if you undertake something like that's gigantic, that's you know, monumentous like that, and you don't get something out of it, I think that would be the thing that like stops you from trying to do it again. And it doesn't always have to be financial, right? There should be some benefit, financial, emotional, egotistical, mental, right? It's just like a gym membership, right? Like, yo, I'm not paying for this gym membership. I'm not seeing no change. I've been going for 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really doing here? You know what I'm saying? So,
I like that analogy.
Right? So, like, that's the kind of the same thing where I was just like, once we all had time, the people involved and myself, I was just like, yeah, fuck it. We could do that again. You know what I mean? And I just let it breathe. And then October, November, the next year came like, yo, we doing this, dog? Like, what's really good with us, right? Like, we doing this? So, I mean, and the rest is history. Like, for real.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Well, shit, I don't know. Ash, you got any more before we move on to no ducking?
Yeah, I got like just 2 quick things. Great conversation overall, for sure.
Duh.
You know, you're right. So my question is, you know, you've been going this strong with the movement so far, and I feel like right now at a very pivotal point, financially, economically, overall. And one thing that stuck out to me when just like reading through all the great work, your website and everything, you mentioned that people are a lot closer to homelessness than we think. So with this, just, I don't know what to call it that we're in. I'll call it just like a wash cycle, because that's what it feels like. Do you think this movement is especially important right now in the moment that we're in?
Yeah, that's valid. I will say it's a loaded question because it sucks to know that we're doing work towards and within the realm of homelessness, and we constantly see publicity stating that homelessness has done nothing but rise.
Yeah.
Right? So like here we are doing hip hop for the homeless for 12 years, and statistics show that in 12 years homelessness has done nothing but rise. So in some ways you're just like, yo, what the fuck are we doing then? Right?
Yeah.
But that's a broken way of thinking, right? Because like, yes, the grand total has risen, but who knows what would have happened if we didn't raise that 50,000-60,000 that we did.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for pulling that quote. I mean, I truly feel that, you know, and I think that's like just being a child of lower middle class my whole life. Like even here today, as I sit here, like I'm probably way closer to being homeless and getting evicted from my crib than I am to having a fucking 17-bedroom mansion. You know what I mean? Like I think anybody in the 99% is way closer to poverty than we ever will be to living a lavish, rich lifestyle.
Yeah, especially just the medians they've been stating about like what you need as a single household versus like a household with 1 kid or 2 kids just to be comfortable. Not even to be up there, just to make ends meet.
Yo, listen, I talked about that apartment I got on Wethersfield Ave at our college. $750, dog. I was paying $750 for a 2-bedroom, bro. And I'm right. Think about that, right? And I'm a 21-year-old trying to cut my teeth, working odd-end jobs, making it happen.
Right.
How the fuck can you do that on a Burger King, Home Depot, Stop and Shop salary? No shade to anybody that works there.
Yeah, no.
How can you
That's
do
real.
that? How can you do that if you're a young parent?
Yeah.
How can you live? Yo, some of these apartments, someone was telling me the apartments on Park and Main above Rooster's Chicken
Dog.
there.
Oh.
Yo, 2,100.
But they didn't. But they didn't make those for us. They
You're
didn't.
right.
So
You're right.
So that's
You're right.
They
that's-
haven't been
that's-
making a lot of apartments in
right.
Hartford
It's-
for us.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
One, we all know that one big word, gentrification.
Yeah, you ain't
right.
lying.
But they didn't make, and that's my biggest problem because it looked good, and yes, some of those apartments are like income based.
Yeah.
You might be able to get in,
But bro, that's a bad example. Even the apartments on Gillette Street, dog.
yeah, they're
even
not.
those are 1,600.
They're not for us, bro. I look at this house.
Where are we living then?
Exactly. And then it all trickles down because guess what? The kids still got to somehow go to school.
Yeah.
But now I expect you to behave when you probably didn't eat, or you had to go home and cook for 3 other siblings, or your cook, bro. One of the VPs
there's a
at
lot
my
there,
school
bro.
get on my nerves,
There's a
and it
lot
really
to
don't
unpack
matter
there.
because I'm not fucking going back. Is that I understand uniform. And I think uniform is the dumbest fucking thing that you could do for kids. I say this year in and year out.
Yeah.
And I understand that some kids could clean their own laundry and probably are out of uniform because they don't want to be in it. But what fucking sense does it make that if a kid comes out of uniform, I'm going to go put them in ISS?
Yeah.
I'm putting them in an alternative setting.
Yeah.
You don't know. Maybe that kid actually couldn't clean their uniform.
It's tough.
Maybe that kid is self-conscious and is
a
not
tough fight to
comfortable.
fight, dog.
The
It
shirt,
is.
you know what I mean? And it's like
do.
starting with, and to trickle back to what we were saying about, homelessness, it trickles down into the school system, into everything, and nobody looks at it at that picture.
Yeah, no one's looking in big picture. They're just looking at the instant moment of you didn't do this, you did this instead. So now I need to reprimand that to show everybody else
Right.
the consequences of if you go against the rules or the grain, then these are the consequences. For
My
it.
ego is hurt because you didn't listen to my
Yo,
rules.
let me say this and take a second to just let this rattle around your brain. Like,
Word.
when was the last time you just felt unrequited joy? Like, think about that, dog. Right? And like, we're grown. Like, we probably got some things good going for us.
Right.
And I still don't have a ton of fucking joy in my life because everything goes back to bread, dog.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I paying $4.75 for gas now? I don't even know what the fuck we doing in Iran. I don't even know what the fuck going on over there,
They
right?
said they cut in gas by 15 fucking percent. So
Cutting it?
So yes. So gas has always been cut, y'all. Don't try to act like
Yeah.
it never
Oh,
was.
you mean like the actual? I thought you were
Yes.
talking about the price.
Oh, I
was like,
wish.
yeah,
I
that's-
wish.
okay,
No. They're cutting the
I
gas
said,
by
excuse me?
15% now of ethanol instead of the 5%. As gas prices continue to rise. Once we kind of, they expect like we'll get over the hump of it rising and it'll come back down. However, once it comes back down, they are not going to stop cutting the gas with 15% ethanol. They're going to keep doing that and just fuck us all over some way, somehow again.
So you raise minimum wage, but the cost of living also
Just goes-
increases, right?
I'm like, raising it to what is going to, like, I just want to
it's
say,
tough,
where's the stats?
right?
Where's the stats to show if I raise it just by this much, you've now increased some comfortability of living for me to actually make by? When in fact, just those $1 or $2 ain't do shit.
But that's the joy, right? So like, if that's always sitting on our chest, right? If you always got that shit sitting on your chest, like, damn, how am I gonna make my baby girl's birthday dope? How am I gonna make my kids' Christmas dope? How am I gonna get my mom something for Mother's Day, man?
Right.
What am I gonna be late on this month to catch up to that other shit?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, it's a big fucking conversation, man, but I really do think about that. And I'm blessed to not only get bread from music and art in the school system, but like, we're still struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my lady, like, we're still struggling. Like, it's wild, bro. Like, I haven't met a motherfucker in the last 2-3 years that's like, yeah, shit's going great, dog. I'm loving it here.
Right.
I
Shit is
got
up.
it.
We up.
Hey, but you know
We
what's-
up. Yo, feel me? Like,
you know what's crazy about that? When I was in college, I didn't make shit. Right? My dad would put $100 in my bank account every 2 weeks.
I bet you were skipping. I bet you were skipping down the road. Dog.
And I had a work study job that will put like $200-$300, right?
Motherfucker was joyful as hell. Big old lollipop skipping down the motherfucking road.
And
Me too, dog.
No, but $400 to me when I was 18, 19 seemed like, bro, I was balling.
Yo, college, I was stretching $20 for 3 weeks.
Bro, you get what I'm saying
Real
now?
I've been saying this for a minute. I was like, I need to go back to my
Yo,
college
real
mentality
bro.
because I made shit stretch.
You give me
Okay.
$400 now, that's not even enough to pay my car.
Yo, real
Now,
shit.
I understand at 33 years old, I have more responsibilities that I had at
Right.
18.
course.
But still, the dollar don't stretch the same.
I'm telling
It
you.
ain't stretching the way it used to. I don't know the elasticity if
You
it
know
fell
what I'll
out.
say? You know what? 2008, right? My president is black. My Lambo's blue. Like, I was so fucking geeked.
Walking around with the double XL shirt that had Obama on it.
Bro,
Man,
Bro.
I was there when he got sworn
we
in.
were
That
at
shit
the
was
fucking
elite.
peak. You know what?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I truly, and I know we said we were gonna avoid politics, and I won't stay here long, but like, I hate, and like, yo, everything my dude did was so cool, man.
Yeah.
He was dapping people up. He was shooting basketball.
He was smooth.
He was
Still
chilling
is
with Jay- He
smooth.
was
Still
chilling with, yo,
smooth.
facts. Chilling with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Even when Michelle Obama tried to make fat kids skinny, I was like, I let that pass. I let that pass. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, like, I really feel like this country, this economy, like everything was, but it also lets you know, like, the separation that we really have in this country, because apparently there's more than 50% of motherfuckers who were miserable, and they were probably like, this is my hell. You know what I'm saying? And yo, you got what you wanted.
And look at us
Yeah.
now.
But are you joyful?
Still cooked.
Right.
Are they joyful? You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
about that shit, dog. I really do.
No, that's
I really
real.
do. You know?
That's like some.
I don't know how we got here, but I think about that shit
Plug
Hey
it.
man,
all the time.
Love that.
it
Love
be like
that.
that sometimes.
Oh, shit. Ash? No ducking?
Yes.
No, so I do my little dance because no
Little
ducking.
Kim. Oh.
You, my,
Yeah,
do my
is
little,
that your little Kim?
That's my
Little
little
Kim.
Kim where we go into no ducking because you can't duck the question, Joey, that's coming your way.
All right.
It's coming your way. Sometimes Ash be spicy, sometimes she be mature, sometimes she be what's the demure?
I'm here for it all. man.
With it,
I'm here
you
for
know.
it all. I got nothing to hide here.
Got
I'm an
you.
open book.
Heard you.
All right, so let's see what's gonna be my hot seat question.
Soft hot seat.
Not the soft hot seat.
How many we doing?
Just one.
Just
no. Ducking's
one.
just one.
Oh,
But you know, I like to come
Yeah,
prepared.
that's light.
So,
Alright.
like, depending on how the vibe goes, I always try to have like
Oh,
at
okay.
least 2 or
Alright,
she
3
got that
questions
thing on
per vibe. You know, I'm gonna go with the first one though. So, do you think places like Connecticut sometimes hide homelessness better than cities like New York? And does that make the problem harder to address? Sorry, that was a little
No.
two-parter.
So how do I compare a state to a city?
Essentially.
Do you mean like Manhattan, New York, or like the state of New York? Or do we want to compare capital to capital?
Let's do.
Gotcha.
Let's do. Can we do city to capital? Because right now I'm thinking about like Manhattan,
Sure.
city life.
Sure.
We see it all the time.
Sure.
We're gonna talk about Hartford for today
Okay.
because I feel like that's where
I could do both. I
Alright.
could do both. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would just want to know what my parameters were. So, I think the theme is right as I think about this. Like, what are you known for?
yeah,
And then like, it's kind of like implicit versus explicit bias.
right.
Right. Like, I want to say something about someone, whether I like them or not. But low key, I'm thinking about something different.
Yeah.
Right. Or like, I have a feeling towards something and I don't even fucking know why, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Why the fuck do I love Parmesan cheese, bro? I'm just fucking Italian. You feel me? Some shit like that. I digress. Right?
That's real though.
I think outsiders go to Manhattan and they think about the filth.
Yeah.
I think they think about the homeless. I think they think about the subways. I think they think about, dudes pissing in a mop bucket right in front of them and giving no shits. I think they think about feeling unsafe.
Yeah.
But that's not what brought them to Manhattan.
Right.
Because Manhattan's known for what? The Rockettes, the fucking Christmas tree, Rockefeller Center, 40 Rock, Empire State Building, whatever replaced the Twin Towers, the Statue of Liberty, the
Fifth Ave.
the tourism, Fifth Ave, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what New York City, the Big Apple, baby, the city that never sleeps, that's what they're known for.
Yeah.
They're not known as the fucking filthiest, dirtiest, grimiest, homeless, pigeon-infested, $1 slice of pizza.
Right.
They're not known
Rats will
for
hold
that.
you at gunpoint to
Facts.
get your slice.
You know what I mean? So they're not known for that. Like, Connecticut, in the same speech, they don't ever want to be known for that. One could make an argument that Connecticut doesn't even want to be known as a diverse state. You know what I mean? So, like, the things that they want to hold their hat on, they're still searching for their identity because they don't want to be known as the highway between Boston and New York.
You know what? Well said.
Right? So like,
hate that.
so if their identity is nothing, it breaks my heart to say, if their identity is nothing, of course they have to squash and put a kibosh and hide everything, because God's be damned that's the thing that they do become known for. So what do they push to the forefront? Fucking Mark Twain, fucking New Haven pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Wadsworth. You know what I mean? Bushnell, the insurance capital of the world. I mean, I'm grasping at straws because we truly don't have anything.
Yeah.
Right? Which can immediately be compared to the Connecticut hip hop scene. I would love to uplift some of our pillars and some of our founders, but that's a short list. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we struggle. But immediately you could give me a top 5 of Brooklyn rappers. But immediately you could give me a top 5 of West Coast rappers. You know what I'm saying? So so because Connecticut is so scared, I'm not trying to beat around, I'm not ducking this question, but like, that's why I think Connecticut goes above and beyond to hide this, because they think about it like a blemish. Right? Like, it's a blemish on them. God forbid we're known. We don't want people to think that Hartford is dirty.
Yeah.
Synonymous with homeless. We don't want people to think that there's a drug problem in Meriden. We don't want people to think that, like, Fairhaven or East Haven, is the heroin capital of the East Coast. We don't want no one to think about shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They were trying to do that shit in Long Island too.
We want to be known for the fucking casinos. Of course they were doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to make sure that, like, they have, like, the things that are cleaner to them, or the things that, like, are sexier, if you will.
Abstract to what we're talking about, right? You brought up something that it kind of left my mind earlier, right? But CT is known, or Hartford is known as the pit stop in between Hartford and Boston, right? Yeah. We know that. However, there are so many artists, both, musically, artistically, so many artists that are from Connecticut, right? And feel, one, and I've had a conversation with a lot of them, CT don't support, Hartford don't support. Or two, I gotta go to Boston, I gotta go to New York to blow. You get what I'm saying? Why is that?
I think it's just because of the attraction, right? Like, those artists probably feel like there's gonna be there's a built-in audience.
Yeah, there's like that automatic buy-in's already there.
So then, how do we build that here?
I mean, that's a great question. I think people have been thinking that for the last, as long as I've been active.
Because CT got it. Like, the corny saying, CT has it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Hartford has it.
Like, Hartford has it.
They gave that up. They gave that up before COVID. That
you know what I mean? Like,
oh, thank God.
They said we can't say Hartford has it. They got COVID. But like,
facts.
I was on the phone with one of my boys, Jordan. Right? He's a DJ musician out in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And he's been coming out here probably for like the last 3-4 years. And he goes, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. One, he loves Hartford.
All right.
He has a time every time he
love
comes.
that for him.
And it's funny because every time he does come, it just seems like we got some shit going on.
Fire.
But he was like, yo, Hartford in the summer is lit.
But maybe we do, right? I've been going back and forth with that. Maybe we truly do have things going on all the time, but people are too jaded to do them. Or, right, like, what's the thief of joy?
Comparison.
It's the thief of joy.
Right.
You dig? So it's just like, we got another fucking food truck festival. We got a fucking dragon boat festival down the Connecticut River. That ain't blank. That ain't this. That ain't that. I'm going to keep my ass in the crib.
Right. They're like,
I'm going to keep doing me. You know what I'm saying?
I always tell people, if you're bored in CT, specifically Hartford, you know, that's really all I can speak to. You're choosing to be bored.
I agree with that.
You know, like, is it...
And that doesn't sound like a fake thing. Like, I truly agree with that.
Right.
Wholeheartedly.
But
But it's easy to say.
I just feel like, and maybe like, this is, I sound like I'm hating, but podcasting, right?
Yeah.
There are certain podcasts popping up and growing, right? There's no reason why, like we were speaking off camera before, live episodes can't be bigger everywhere. There can't be there shouldn't be a reason why ciphers and hip hop and the scene can't be what it is in New York, because a lot of the times our people are going there, let's find a way to build this shit here. You know, and like you said, we've been trying to figure it out.
What did you say about your podcast a couple minutes ago? You're more than willing to give somebody the blueprint.
Right.
We don't got the blueprint.
Right.
We just don't. We, the royal we, right? Like, Connecticut doesn't have the blueprint. It'd be different if Joey Bats blew the fuck up and I was just coming back to CT for this interview. You know what I'm saying? It'd be way fucking different. Yo, I'm gonna try to do everything that fucking Bats did because it worked for Holmes.
Right.
And I know I'm a better rapper than him. Or I know I look better than him. Or I know I got a different angle than him. But I'm still gonna watch what he did. You know what I'm saying? We don't got nobody who did that. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying the blow up has to come first?
It's got
we can't do it as a collective?
Or we're going to keep fucking going to Boston and New York. It's got to be. It can be a collective, but you truly need unabashed buy-in, no cynicism, and the willingness to just try. But what we talk about with that short attention span, it's not just measured in time and seconds.
It's gratification. This ain't happening right now, so...
It's measured in that feeling.
Yeah.
Or people are just looking at it as like, okay, like, what are your results? What are your stats?
It's the dopamine. It's a dopamine hit, man. I'm not getting that dopamine hit. I need to get that.
Right.
I need to fucking get that. So I'll drive 2 hours to Boston because everybody else, I look like I'm doing something dope.
Right. And in reality, they ain't doing the same shit.
Instead of doing a homegrown show in New Britain, dog, do some hot shit in New Britsky.
Right.
I'm the only one who ever did a fucking hip hop show in fucking, where the fuck was that? Simsbury. We blew the fuck up out there. New London, we blew the fuck up out there. Norwich, we blew the fuck up out there. And now we can't not do a hip hop for homeless show there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting rappers on bills with nothing but rock and roll, bluegrass, Connecticut, white boy artists. You know what I'm saying? They previously to what we've been doing, nobody took our shit seriously. If I could put that, feather in my cap, no one was fucking taking us seriously because of what you said earlier about violence, flipping that coin. No bar, no venue was willing to flip that coin. I don't want to bring hip hop to my venue because if I fucking flip that coin and my boy gets stabbed, we're getting
now it's a problem.
We're up around the rocks.
Those were the days.
You know what I'm saying? We're fucked. So I had to establish that we can do these things, and that fucking coin is always heads.
Word.
That coin is always good. You're gonna come out on top of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like you're giving a space for the people who were spaceless. You're giving a voice to the people who are voiceless, and you're also helping out a huge community, which was of course the hot thing to do once the Black Lives Matter movement happened. Right? But I mean, it's got to continue to grow, man. Evolution is a slow process. You can't fucking try one thing for 2 months and then when it ain't working, you quit.
Right. I like that. Patience.
Y'all know in the podcast.
Yeah, patience.
Y'all know the same. You can't do 2 episodes and be like, we ain't go fucking viral, man. I'm out this bitch.
Right.
Nah, man. You gotta keep going, dog.
Facts.
Gotta keep going.
Word. So we gonna move on to our next segment. Keep it or leave it. Keep it or leave it. This or that. I'm gonna give
Okay.
you a couple things, and you're gonna pick one or the other.
Oh, all right. This is fun.
All right.
I hope they're all food related.
Damn, there's no food related.
God damn
You
it,
should have
bro.
gave me the heads up, bro. All right.
It's all good. There's hella food in the green room. Yo, y'all got to see the green room that they got set up here, bro.
Hella snacks
Catered snacks
Crazy.
for our boy.
from our sponsor.
That's where the stat dude is. He's hanging in the green room.
We gonna talk to him about that later.
All right. First one.
Let's hear it.
You got served or stomped the yard?
Oh, man.
Wow.
You got served.
Really?
Yeah.
Stomp the Yard is one of my like low key favorite movies of all
I was gonna
time.
say I don't know if it's for me because like that was like the it for me. Like they both were, but like Stomp the Yard was the it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I had to go.
Stomp the Yard.
You got
Okay.
served. Got some more spins.
Who
No.
was the best Spider-Man?
Oh, man, dude. Toph.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. The
So-
OG Spider-Man.
So I think Topher was a better Spider-Man. I do think that Andrew Garfield was the better Peter Parker.
I don't think Andrew Garfield got enough play or
He
credit.
didn't.
Now that's a take. I'm gonna have to write
I
that
don't
one
think
down.
he got enough credit. I wish they would have played that Spider-Man out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when all the bullshit with Sony versus Marvel started
And that's
happening.
why he,
yeah.
yeah,
So they,
didn't.
you know, even
Very
yeah,
true.
you know, because I mean, Jamie Foxx was actually a really good villain.
Yeah.
But he didn't
Yeah.
he didn't get the run that he deserved. You know,
For sure.
That is true.
All right. Auto-tune in music. Keep it or leave it.
it could stay. I think
He said it could stay.
it could stay. I think-
OG Spider-Man stomped the yard in the video. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Mumble rap. Keep it or leave it.
Leave it. Well, yo, I'm gonna be real. I don't even think I got a vote on this because it already left.
Okay.
I think it had its run.
That's
I
valid.
really do. I think Kendrick put an end to that. You know what I mean? And Cole, I think that like it had rap in a chokehold. What 2012 to 2017? I think it really had rap in a chokehold, man. And then I think people really did start appreciating lyrics.
And I
more.
think the Lil Babies of the world kind of evolved it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
took what was and evolved it a bit.
True.
And since you
True.
bring them up, this is my next one. Put them in order. Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
Oh man, dude.
You should have done it. Who you gonna start? Who you gonna cut? Who you gonna?
I mean, I think Kendrick, and this might pain you to say, I think Kendrick is even head and shoulders above Cole.
Head and shoulders?
Yeah, I know. That might be a very cold take from me, right? But I don't think I gave Cole a fair shake, and I'm willing to admit that.
Okay.
I'm willing to admit that. I do think that the things that Kendrick has spoken about on his projects has more depth to it. Not that Cole's not a great storyteller.
Right.
So yes, you're right. I think Head and Shoulders might be harsh, but Kendrick is definitely there. Cole and I actually went down a rabbit hole listening to like some old Drake. I do. I'm not scared to admit that there's some bangers there. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Old Drake.
Old Drake.
Old Drake.
Old
There's
Yes.
some bangers there.
We could keep old Drake.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect with Iceman. I
Bullshit.
I wonder if I mean,
Trash.
right? Like I wonder if he's too far gone.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
See what-
That was fire.
See-
That was-
Yes.
Camera 2.
You know,
Write that down. Write that down.
so the crazy thing about the Cole and Kendrick thing, they're both storytellers.
Yeah.
But they tell such different stories.
Also very true.
And I think
Very true.
that's where they differentiate, where Kendrick's talking about societal problems. You know, he talks about, the black life, domestic things
Yeah.
that, and granted, like Cole talks about those things too, but Cole talks about like your everyday life, the everyday human, whereas
Yeah.
Kendrick is talking about like the overall.
Yeah.
I
I think it's like big struggle versus daily struggle.
and that's where they differentiate.
Yeah. But the thing, I think another thing from a technical standpoint, from a writer standpoint, is Kendrick's delivery and bars are harder to telegraph. I think Cole is very in the same breath as Nas is like, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. It's rhyming with this and it's rhyming with that and something, and he's gonna say this, right? Like I do get that vibe, and that does sound like I'm dumbing his shit way down. I don't want it to sound like that, but I think his delivery, his style, his punchlines, his cadence, his flow is like, you know, even that last piece, like things are very like fluent and fluid in nature, and I love Nas.
Right,
I could say the same. For a lot of artists, Jadakiss, another one I love. Same thing, like easy to telegraph what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I never got that vibe from Ken.
All right. In regards to music, sampling or creating from scratch, talking about a beat.
I'm a real big fan of samples, man.
Okay.
I am a big fan of samples. I think that's a tremendous art piece to take something, and even when you don't know where it comes from, like there's these videos online where it's just like, yo, did you know that this included this? And you're like, no fucking way, bro, no fucking way. Like that Indian Sri Lankan flute that like Future used for like Mask Off, like where the fuck did they find that sample? Right, like that's dope, but completely different. Like cooking up something from scratch with like no quote unquote inspiration, like you different, dog.
I didn't know Kanye used Michael Jackson's PYT for Good Life.
Yeah.
Until recently. And like now with the new Michael Jackson movie, a lot of like videos are coming out, and
sometimes it's just like
a
one
little
chord.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like this is for me, but I feel like because like my musical background, like if I listen to a song like just on repeat, me personally, I start picking out like this kind of sounds like this.
Oh,
like,
I heard this.
Yeah, like it's like I forget the Miguel song, but like Miguel used a sample from Maxwell, and every time I heard Miguel's song, I was like, that is Maxwell's song, and then I played both, and I'm like, genius.
Got you.
I was like, I see what you did there, Miguel.
All right, couple more. Telling rappers or artists that their music or work isn't good.
Is this like a yes or no? Like
like keep it yes or no, should or should,
Oh, listen, man, I'm from the old school, man. You know what I'm saying? So like you used to get the mic ripped out of your hand.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
We need more of that in today.
And I think
like the OG American Idol is just like next.
Yeah, you know,
keep it pushing.
Because like this is where saturation comes from. This is like, you know, you'll appreciate this as a coach. This is the participation trophy. If everybody's getting a fucking trophy, what's the point of fucking winning?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not teaching the life
size
lesson
of the fucking trophy.
Right.
Like what the fuck are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? So like I do think that there's certain ways to say that.
For sure.
I do think if someone is willing to share something with you and they hold you in a certain esteem, I think that you have something very fragile in your hands. And I don't think it's fair to them to fucking completely crush it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Delivery is important.
Delivery is important, right? And being in the education system, we all recognize that, right? So, like, that's something that I will say. But, like, taking it a step further, like, booing a motherfucker off stage, 100% agree. 100%.
Bring back the shame.
100%.
Oh,
agree.
man. I feel like you say that once a week.
Yo, that's
because
amazing. That's
that is my mission in 2026. If you don't remember nothing else I have said from this podcast, if you see me out in the street, if you hang out with me in person,
put it on a shirt.
With a big bell, right? With a big fucking bell.
Yes. Shame.
Yeah,
come on now.
I'm with that.
All right, my last one. Is it better?
It's humbling.
Is it better to be seen or be heard? Oh man. And that's my last one.
Do you mean that literal? Do you mean that literally?
Or could it be both like literal and figuratively?
Take it how you want to unpack it.
I have two different answers depending on how we're thinking about it.
Okay.
Literally, I think it's better to be heard. Because one of the most dehumanizing things is to not have a voice.
Yeah.
Whether that's, you know, the women's suffrage movement, whether that's, you know, fighting for, you know, civil rights, right? Whether that's the trans movement. Anytime that an individual feels like they're not being heard, that is soul crushing. Soul crushing. Figuratively, I think that the majority of human beings are prehistorically built to be visual learners. And despite what the systems have changed in us, or despite the many multiple intelligences developed by like Howard Gardner, I think that we need to see someone doing something, especially if it's someone who looks like us. And then we fucking think that we can do it.
Valid.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was kind of thinking similarly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I agree with Joey. Like, no one's voice should never go unheard.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that was... I mean, I'm going to take it back to, like, just with MLK. Like, I feel like that was part of his mission in life of just, like, he was trying to empower Black people to show us visually, but also figuratively of, like, I'm showing you how to let yourself be seen, but also heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like we lose that.
And think about the knowledge that we got as a society, as a people from radio.
Yeah.
Right. Think about that, like, right, versus like watching something on mute. I mean, you could be completely fucking lost watching something on mute
in another language
versus listening to something on the radio and then using your own images in your mind to create something.
Word.
I feel like for me, sidetrack, I feel like that's why I love audiobooks. Like, I like to be an immersive reader. So, like, I like the book, and I also like to listen. Because my own reading voice, I feel like is not going to depict what's actually happening. But, and sometimes I don't use the book at all. I just listen. But I feel like the image and stories that I have as the story's going on from listening to that person.
Yeah.
It takes you to the next.
That should be crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't dabbled into that yet. I've thought about that. I've thought about that.
Immersive reading, y'all. It'll change your life.
I'll just start at reading.
You gotta start somewhere.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll just start there and then we'll get it. So, all right, one last thing before we hop into our 15 seconds of fame. We have our high moment, right? How'd I get here? Was there a moment throughout your journey or recently that you thought, damn, how'd I get here, that either helped you pivot to another place in life, that helped you get somewhere, or you were like, damn, legit, how the fuck did I get here?
It isn't too recent, but I think I was just sitting in my backyard at my crib, just like enjoying a cup of coffee, you know what I mean? And like just looking at everything that I had achieved. Very, very matter-of-factly, very like, you purchased this house, you own this house, you own land, you are a homeowner. Like, I don't think I was anywhere. That was not on my radar when I was 17, 18, 19, maybe all the way up into 25, 26, 27. You know what I mean? Like I was caught, like I'm good in the hood. I'm still real good in the hood, North End, South End. Like I'm good. You know what I mean? Like people know me. I feel safe wherever I go. And I was always comfortable in like the apartments that I inhabited. And I never really thought that like I'd have like that. And I remember thinking to myself like, yo, my pops, who hasn't been with me in the longest, like, he would be so fucking proud. Like, I'm in this bitch looking at birds. Like, where the fuck they do that at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it was just one of those, like, how did I get here? How did I find myself in an amazing relationship, a supportive relationship, a supportive fan base, a healthy, mixture of both a career as an artist and also an educator, and like this is something that I have, and like I'm more than willing to like fight for this shit. Like, and another thing that I heard a spoken word artist say one day, like it's not good enough if you're willing to die for it. Are you willing to live for it?
I like that.
And I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Like, that really, like, resonated with me. And I was like, I'm glad I got here, bro. I'm glad I got here. How the fuck did I do this, like, on my own? And I'm here. You know what I mean? So, like, that was dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, dope. Well, now we close with our 15 seconds of fame. You can get 15 seconds. You could drop your plugs. You could drop a bar. Do you got 15 seconds to do whatever you talk your shit. We'll start with you, Joey, and then come our way down to me. Drop a gem, a quote, whatever.
Yeah.
You got 15 seconds.
No doubt, man. Yo, I'm Joey Bats. I'm everybody's best friend. You see my face on a sticker. Hip Hop for the Homeless is hopefully going to be here for a really long time. I love what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm doing. I think that we are nothing without our community. So I'm happy to say that if you want to be more tapped into any community in Connecticut, please, let's start collaborating. Let's start working together, and let's activate some spaces that you can appreciate.
Word.
I like it. So my 15 seconds of fame is definitely a big shout outs to you, Joey. Thank you so much for coming, teaching us, dropping some gems on us, to our audience today. So my 15 seconds actually is going to be a question. So my question for you, Joey, as a podcast and media platform, what's the most meaningful way you think we can support what you're building?
And I get to answer this too?
Yes.
I 100% think that you guys need to pull up to my event on May 15th in Parkville Market, set up a table, bring your equipment, and I think you need to have a live episode, and I think you need to engage with that community and have another really, really good, significant conversation with some of my fans and supporters.
May 15th.
And if you guys are free, I think that you would certainly benefit from it and even possibly find some future guests.
I mean, that's down the street from me, so I'm
down with the brown.
I could walk there.
Let's do it.
But thank you for asking that. And I mean, even being here today, will go a long way. So I appreciate that.
Word. Well, shit. My 15 seconds. Again, thank you for being here.
Of course.
Quick turnaround time. This was dope. Ash, thank you for being here. Teamwork. By the time this airs, it'll be next Monday. So Mother's Day will have just passed.
Shout out to all the mothers.
So I know y'all gonna see this a day late, but definitely appreciate those that put y'all on this earth. None of our parents, none of our mothers are perfect, but they are parents for the first time. Even if they have siblings, this is their first time being parents on top of being human. So give your mothers, give your parents grace, love them extra tight, and really just appreciate them, because as we get older, they are too.
Yeah. And let me just add one quick thing.
For sure.
And maybe they didn't even give birth to you, but if they helped raise you.
Yes.
Any parental figure.
1,000%.
Any
That's
chosen
well said.
parents out there as well.
And on the flip side of that, dog moms, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to moms that birthed or raised children, humans. That segment, that heartfelt was to humans.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, my dog. No, not to you. That was to humans. But with all that being said, this is the best fucking podcast in CT. We're here to take over, and that's a wrap on another dope motherfucking episode. Yeah.
I was gonna say, dang, that's crazy.
No,
we just lost all of our dog supporters.
Right.